Awesome. Well, really welcome seriously to tonight's call. Lindsay Hay, Dean, and I are hosting the Emerald in 24-hour call tonight, basically just to kind of show you what it is, how you achieve it, and just to give you some great examples so that you can go out there and know who your people are going to be to help you get there. So I'll let Lindsay Hay take it away.
That was good. That was really good. You're rhyming. Hey guys, welcome to the call tonight. Just so thankful you guys are here. We just want to thank you first and foremost for taking time out of your evening, out of busy schedules, out of bedtimes, all of this. It shows that you are making a sacrifice for your business and to learn about your business. And it just shows that you're serious. And we're really proud of you guys. And again, we thank you for hopping on. We know evenings can be really busy. So I'm just going to share with you guys real quick what Emerald is, and that it truly is super simple. It's a very, very simple concept, but it's also very powerful because this is the one step in your business that has to happen for you to truly actually grow your business. So it's the first step that opens up your business center to start creating an income that's not just based on you making sales, because we all know how I feel about sales in general. And so we want to teach you guys how to take this first step and make this first step happen, because without going Emerald, you can't build a business. You can't go forward. You can't do anything without this very first step. So you're probably like, okay, I hear you, but what is Emerald? So let's jump right in. So Emerald is the very first rank and very first goal that you can hit and achieve as a new coach. So Beachbody comes up with this system to help you hit goals to move your business forward. And so basically there are 3 steps to make this happen. So that first step is that you must be an active coach. You must be on your own journey. You must be using the products. And to be active as a coach, you have to have 50 personal volume. So personal volume is just your products underneath you. If you're on Shakeology Home Direct, that's 90 PV, so you are good to go. But you must be an active coach. You must be working on your own journey, here for the long haul, ready to do it. So that's step 1, is being an active coach, as well as paying your fees, your $15.95 fee. So the only way that that's waived is if you are active military, your spouse is active military, or you are a veteran. So the fees must be paid and you must be active. That's step 1. So step 2 is you have to have an active coach on your left leg. Okay, so we have 2 legs in this business because it's a binary system, and you have a right leg and a left leg. Only 2 legs throughout the whole thing, so a right and a left. So to be an Emerald coach, you have to have an active coach on your left leg and an active coach on your right leg. So that's step 2 and 3. Active coach on your left, active coach on your right. So meaning them being active, they must have 50 personal volume attached to their account as well, meaning they're also working on their own journey. You're helping them, you're doing it together, and you're on your way. So very, very simple. It's you being active, going on your own journey. It's someone, another coach, personally sponsored by you, also active on their journey on the left leg. And step 3 is someone who's active and on the right leg. And so this is simple, and I feel like lots of times we overcomplicate this first step. It seems like such a huge deal because it is a huge deal, but it's very simple to get to. Super powerful, but very simple to achieve. So that basically is what Emerald is. And I know that Kelsey and Dean have some really great examples of how you can get to Emerald and the benefits of it, because I think we need to understand why this is so important. And I think a lot of times we need to hear it a few times to realize, okay, this has to happen. This is the one thing that has to happen for my business to open and for me to truly start seeing success in my business. This is the first step. You can't go anywhere without it. So I'm going to hand it over to them to tell you guys how and the benefits.
Awesome, Lindsay. Thank you. I want to take an intermission, and I want everybody to get out their cell phones, and then let's take a group photo, because I just think this is awesome. An intermission, did you like that? Okay.
Lindsay's part was so long and winded. We just need a break.
I just think it's fun to break things up. All right. Everybody say cheese. Now that's fun. All right. So we're going to talk about how you do it. So you're thinking 2 people, how am I going to do this? So I'll share with you my story on how I achieved Emerald. So I started a challenge group, and I knew that one of my people was going to be my handsome husband, even though he was like totally against it. I was just going to like make him sign up because it was something I really believed in. So he was one of my coaches that was on his journey. And then I had another girl that was in a boot camp. She kind of started her journey, and she's like, why not do it for the discount at the beginning? So it was me and a friend. I'm going to just share some other people's stories, because a lot of times I think we overcomplicate it. It's just like if you started any other business, if you were to start, a boutique down the street or open up a coffee shop down the street, who are going to be those people that you invite to? It's going to be your close family and your close friends. Like if I was to start a coffee shop, even if you were totally against it, I was like, you need to try my coffee. Like I would invite him to my coffee shop. So the same is true with this business. And so for the 99.9% of us, it's usually a close family member, either a spouse, a sibling, a parent, or a combination of both, or even a really close friend that's like, you know what, let's do this together. I need to get healthy as well. And so let's kind of just, Leslie Hickman, do you mind sharing how you went Emerald?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I went Emerald with my mom and a friend. I had a friend reach out to me after she'd seen some of my posts about working out. And then my mom tried some of my Shakeology to see if she liked it. And after she decided she did and she wanted the workouts, then she signed up as well.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Melissa, I see you're on. Do you mind sharing how you went Emerald?
Hey guys. I went Emerald when I sorry, I was putting the kids to bed, so sorry the lights were off. I signed up Brian, my spouse, and then I kind of signed up a few of my other family members around the same time to kind of build it up. So my mom's a coach, and then two of my sisters were also coaches, like right in the beginning. So spouse and then family.
Thanks for sharing. Courtney, I see you're on. Do you want to share?
Sorry, yes.
Yay.
Sorry, you can't see me because for some reason on my husband's computer it doesn't show. I don't know, the camera's not working or something. But I signed up my husband, and I am still getting him to try and work out with me. But I did get him to get on board with at least doing the shakes and stuff with me. And then my sister, who actually had been drinking the Vega shakes, I was like, give Shakeology a try. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can switch back. And she hasn't. So that's how I got to Emerald.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Lindsay, do you have anybody you want to share?
Yeah, so husband, my spouse, was one of my first coaches, and a good friend that was in my boot camp who wanted the discounts as well. So yes, and I can't see who's all on for some reason, so I might just pass it back to you.
Cool. No, that's fine. So as you can see, we all do it a little bit different, but it's typically close friends and family member, people that already know, like, and trust you. And it doesn't mean they have to do it forever. It's something that they're just helping you out while you're starting your business. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah. So I'm going to pass it to you, Dean, unless you have something else you want to add to that.
No, I think I just wanted to touch on why you want to hit Emerald, and because that's the first stepping stone in your business. And the first stepping stone in your business is Team Cycle Bonus. And Team Cycle Bonus is, instead of just being all commission, because we all know that we get 25% commission for anything that we sell. So I don't want you guys to just achieve commission. I want you to achieve commission and additionally Team Cycle Bonus. And Team Cycle Bonus says for every 100 volume points on your left leg and 200 volume points on your right leg. And maybe that's vice versa. It could be 200 on your left and 100 on your right, whatever is your weak leg and your strong leg. That counts as one cycle. That makes one cycle. And at Emerald, that's $14 for every cycle. So as you do this over time, these cycle bonuses can, at Emerald, I think it caps out at like $1,200 or something like that a month. So it can be pretty significant at Emerald. But then again, we want to get you past the point to where you don't have to worry about cycling out or maxing out. We want you to move on so that you get to the next level. And I think Diamond cap out is like 2,600 or 2,800, something like that. So anyway, for the long term, it's much more beneficial for us to become Emerald and get that cycle bonus. Time on the other side, we're still getting that 25% commission as well. So if you would like, I can send you a video that explains the team cycle bonus a little more in depth and how it works, because it would take a little bit longer tonight for me to explain that. I'd have to get out my whiteboard and it would just be ugly. So, but I can send you a video, just reach out and I can do that. And then another thing is at Emerald, you have the opportunity to earn customer leads once you hit Success Club. So if you hit Success Club 5 in the month prior to, so say you hit, for this example, we're in July. So say you hit Success Club 5 or 10 in the month of June, you will be qualified, once you're an Emerald coach as well, for Success Club leads, meaning that when someone is watching late night infomercials or wherever they see it on the TV and they're like, hey, that Shaun T guy, he looks pretty good. I think I want to look like him. Call up Beachbody, order the stuff. They randomly everybody gets a coach, even if you just call in. Well, the people, Beachbody designates those people that call in into a pool, and they distribute them to people who are Emerald status and who have hit Success Club at least 5 in the month prior to. So again, there's commission for you involved with that. And then that's a lead, a customer lead for you to help you over time. And another benefit to hitting Emerald, and especially through your spouse, is how the team cycle bonus works is if you have your spouse on your weak leg, that gives you not only another account to build up, but any volume that is accumulated through him or her will ultimately get rolled up to you as well. So you're dipping into his volume bank, but that's also getting transferred up to you. And I like to call that double dipping. So eventually we'll help you get to your spouse to Emerald so that he can cycle as well. And then you get to roll that up to you. So it's
Super
even
cool.
additional income for you and your family. So that's why we're big on the spouse thing. And I'll tell you my story. I was super against it at first. I didn't want anything to do with it. Many of you know that story. That's great. But let me tell you, and I don't say this to brag, I say this as, wow, I'm glad I came out of my shell and just let her do it, because she was right in the long run. But I'm averaging about $800 a week just in team cycle bonus in my business center alone. So I don't know about you guys, but where I come from, $800 a week on average is a pretty good paycheck. So anyway, I put that out there to show you what's possible.
Yeah, if we would have never signed, you up, then we would have never had that.
So I know initially it's like I know it's an investment up front, but if someone came to you and said, hey, we can turn $100 in a month into $800 a week over time, would you do it? I would hope you would say yes, because I'm glad I said no and she did it anyway. Because that's good money on the table that we would have been leaving. Lindsay talked about shout outs and credibility, I believe, right? Or do we miss that? Okay, anyway, I'll say it again. Lindsay? I don't remember.
No, but I was going to say, because it's one thing that I feel like sometimes I forget even to tell some of my coaches, like, this is a way to provide momentum in your business. Even if it is your mom and your husband, you are creating momentum, credibility. You get a shout out from your coach. It brings confidence, and people see that you're serious about this. And so I think this is again, such a huge step to opening up your business, creating momentum, creating credibility for you as a coach. And I think all of us as new coaches needed a confidence boost. I did, for sure. So this is an incredible confidence boost too. That's something I just really want you guys to know too, that this isn't just about your, finances and all of that, but the confidence you need to keep building your business and keep talking to new people.
Yes. Amen.
Yes.
Yes, because I hear so many times people are like, well, who would want to join me? I just have one coach. Well, if you're Emerald, you get seen for that, and people are like, you should share that story about Bonnie Engle, that she had a coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was on a team call not that long ago, and Bonnie Engle, if you don't follow her, she's a superstar diamond, which means that she's got 15 diamonds that she's built, and so she's successful. And she was talking to this girl behind the scenes about coaching, and people don't know what ranks are when they're not in this business. They have no idea what 15 star is. They have no idea what Emerald is. And so this girl was also talking to somebody else, and she came back to Bonnie and said, I think I'm going to sign with this other girl. She's an Emerald coach and she's super successful, and I just feel like I'm going to get better training from her. And Bonnie was like, okay, well, good for you. Just kind of, that's fine, basically. But it just goes to show you that people have no idea what our ranks are. And if you just lead with your excitement, with the fact that you are on a mission to help people jump onto that. It doesn't matter if you know everything or what rank you are, any of that. It gives you that confidence, and you just have to lead with that excitement for what you're about to do with your own life, with your health and fitness, but then also with what you're about to do for other people, and just believe in that, and people will sense that for sure.
Yeah, and I think the coolest thing, especially if you're a new coach and people just know that you just started, or they've seen something about you posting, and then all of a sudden you get a shout out that you're Emerald, they're like, wow, she's like taking this serious, or he's taking this serious. It's like more recognition for you, and it almost insignificantly plants a seed in their mind of you're here to stay and you're building this thing.
Yeah.
So that's all I had. Just to recap, I think it's, as someone that was a very skeptical spouse, I think it's very important, if you want to build this business for income base for the long term, to have your husband or your wife in your business center at the top of your organization, because how it works is everybody who signs on under you after your husband on that same leg will receive volume. So it doesn't matter. They don't have to necessarily sign up with him. They can still sign up with you, but that volume will pass through him and hit you as well. Yeah. So it's a double whammy. Anyway, I see a lot of, we'll go through the questions here. But I would like for everyone on this call to think of 2 people in their lives, write that down now, of 2 people in your lives that could help you go Emerald. Maybe you only need 1 person to get to Emerald. Still write 2. Still write 2. Maybe you're already Emerald. Think of 2 more people, because you could literally go get off this call and by tomorrow be cubic zirconia, which is 4 coaches, double Emerald basically.
Yeah.
And I want you to write down those 2 people. Take a picture of it written down. You can type it in the notes section of your phone and send it to the person who invited you to this call or your upline. So for most of you, that would be Lindsay or Kelsey or me.
Or somebody else if they're on the call with you. Let's answer questions.
Let's answer questions.
Let's
and
do
guys, I want this call to be interactive. So
yeah,
don't hide behind the chat screen. Open up, unmute yourself, and ask your questions, because I want to make sure your questions are answered before we get off the call. Because this call is for you guys, not for me to hear my voice. What if one of my first 2 coaches were to cancel? Would that mess up my legs as I build my team?
I think I'm understanding your question.
Yeah, I'm
so
not
like
sure
you
I
get two
understand.
people and you're continually building. Like you're always building your team. Like I don't ever suggest hitting a certain rank and then just stopping. I can like always build your team, which will continue to teach you how to do that. And if somebody cancels, I mean, it doesn't ever negatively impact you because you're just continually building. Is that your question? I just want to make sure I answered it.
If that wasn't, and you need more clarification, we will. But if your question is, would I lose Emerald? Would that screw everything up? It would. You would lose Emerald until you had another coach on that side.
Yep.
I was going to ask the same thing. Abby, you were going to ask the same thing. Is that kind of what you were thinking? Is that kind of what your question was? Okay. And then please send that. They want the video. Okay, so about the video, I'll post it in the pods. And if you're not in the pod.
Oh, but sometimes links don't work in the pods anymore.
That's right. Yeah, Facebook's being so.
How about under the event in Real Women Conquer Success group, in that event about 24 Emerald and 24-hour call, we'll post the link to that underneath that post. So you can go look for it there.
I don't know what the deal is with Facebook lately, but if it's a YouTube link,
it sometimes
they like
doesn't
shut
work.
it down.
So we'll try and put it in the pod too, but in case it doesn't work, it will be there in the team page.
Facebook and YouTube are having like a divorce or something. They're not talking.
Something's going on.
All right.
Would you wait until you have someone else before your husband? I don't think so, because that creates urgency for you. Meaning when you sign up your spouse and you already have that one person, you're like, okay, it's go time. I have to find my second person. And so it creates that that urgency, that motivation within, that you're like, okay, I have to find that other person that you don't have if you don't sign him first. So I suggest signing your husband.
Funny story. Lulu Wagner, which is Melissa's coach. Funny story.
Oh,
She, you can look her up. She's in the team page. Lulu Wagner asked a similar question. I told her no because of the urgency that it would create, right? You will find a way to get that other coach when you have that hanging on your shoulder. And here's exactly what Lulu did. She signed up her dad. That next day, she had like 3 or 4 people sign up with her.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. She came to me that night before and was like, I really don't want to sign up my dad, but if you think that it's beneficial, for whatever reason, she signed up her dad and she got to work because she had that hanging on her. And she's like, I got to make up for this. I know that I don't have long, and I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to prove to myself and I'm going to prove to my husband, and she got like 3 or 4 coaches that next day sign up with her. So if you don't believe me, you can look her up and ask her about it, because she was like, what just happened? And I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be that good, to be honest with you, but it like she just made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to add on to the question before that. If you, let's say one of your coaches cancels, so you could have volume under your team. And if you don't have that Emerald status, if you drop back down to coach, you miss out on team cycle bonus. So just because you hit Emerald one time doesn't mean you will always get team cycle bonus. You have to be an Emerald coach or above to receive that team cycle bonus, if that makes sense. So, and I mean, there wouldn't be much volume there if there wasn't another coach, but that is what you'd be missing out on too without having the Emerald status, if that makes sense. So you want to try and do your best to keep that rank and push for the next one.
Yes.
Do we have any other questions?
I know if you guys are like me and Kelsey in the beginning, even if we were CZ, heck, even at the diamond level, we still had questions about Emerald. So don't feel like your question is going to be dumb or we're going to make fun of you or you should know this by now. Like, unmute yourself and ask your question. I know you guys have questions. You're just nervous that it might, and I guarantee you everybody else has got the same question. So be a leader and unmute yourself.
No question is silly.
I don't have a question, but I will say this. I think I'm Emerald, and I'm still grasping the whole concept of team cycle bonus, but I will say this, the importance of hitting Emerald. I'm so ashamed of this. I got my first speeding ticket last week on the way to work, and that will not be cheap. But when I got my payment last week, when I got my compensation from Team Cycle Bonus, heck, I mean, that's going to pay for my speeding ticket. So even though it wasn't my biggest sales week, being able to opt in to be able to have the option of, Team Cycle Bonus, like that's huge. Had I not hit Emerald and not been able to be entitled to that cycle bonus, I would have felt like I was missing out on opportunities. So, yes, I'm striving to still, rank advance constantly, but having Team Cycle Bonus was just a godsend last week with my traffic ticket. So
Yeah.
Post about that. You paid for your speech ticket with your.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now you can go out and get another one.
Steve, Henri.
All right, Kelly Meyer, do you have anything you would like to add?
Can I ask one quick question?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So if you have, say, 2 coaches and then you get the third coach, are they all on the same, so you have a left leg and a right leg? Is that third coach put on your stronger leg? How does that work, and then what happens?
Yeah. So as you build, you just want to go back and forth, back and forth. So the goal is to keep them even for a while. And so obviously with 3, it's odd numbers, so you will be unbalanced. But then when you add your 4th, then you'll want to flip-flop the legs so you keep it balanced.
Okay, so then if one person does leave, then you've always got can you move somebody from the right leg to the left leg if needed? Okay.
Within 5 days
Yeah,
of them signing up, you can. If you're like, oh crap, I meant to put them on my left leg. Yes. And I've got a video that I've created that I can show you how to do that if that's something that happens to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good question. All right. Going once. Going twice. Lindsay, you got anything to add?
Questions, statements, concerns, all of the above. Go for it.
Okay, I'll add one thing.
Okay.
The one thing I heard when I was a fairly newer coach was that Emerald is a decision. And I was like, excuse me. But I've come to realize now, as I've been in this business for years, I say years, for 5 years, and teaching coaches, like there are coaches that say, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. I'm just going to figure out a way and I'm going to do it. And it's a decision. So that was something that just has always stuck with me, that you just decide, I'm going to hit this first goal. I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Let's go. So that's all I got. Oh yeah, and Melissa said
exactly
the same thing in the chat. Yeah, it's a choice. We're on the same wavelength. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, guys. 2 people
Message your
to
coach.
your coach.
Yep.
In
Message
24 hours. You've got till tomorrow night at 8:30.
Message us, your 2 people. All right, you guys, have a good night. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate your time and have a great one.
I'll post that video link. Don't you worry.